Welcome back to the Celtics Nation Rise recap. I'm Griffin Aldridge. Alongside me is David Karras. Um, I'm lost for words. Heartbreaker. David, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go as far as to say that this might have been the Celtics season. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but this might have been the final nail in the coffin. Usually we'll say there's a wiener dance at the end, but no wiener dance as that was a heartbreaker. What about you, David?
Yeah, that like I just said to you right before we started recording, it's very hard to talk about the game after what we just saw with about 3 minutes left with Jason Tatum. There's been times where he's lingered a little bit longer on the floor because he's been, hurt during a game, and we just saw it as recently as the Orlando series, and then right before it, I think either in down in Sacramento or Phoenix during that last West Coast road trip. But Tatum was on, that's the longest I've ever seen Tatum on the floor,
And not even getting up on his own.
not even getting up on his own. The fact that it wasn't even related to any contact, it was a non-contact injury. Those are the worst kind of injuries in sports. And obviously, neither me and you are doctors, so it's no point in speculating. But the fact that he was getting wheeled out in a wheelchair is not a good sign at all. So obviously, prayers to Tatum, but I don't want to say this, just what you just said, but I mean, absolutely, when you see an image like that, you could see the season wrapping up as soon as Wednesday.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. I've only seen Tatum cry once when we won the championship, and you can probably tell in that image, assuming he's covering his eyes to protect his tears, that that's not good either. And that's just. And let me just go on a quick tangent, like
Oh
very,
yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah.
Us winning the championship last year softens the blow of whatever's about to happen the rest of the season. But like, this is just still very painful, assuming that this is the nail in our coffin with what just happened tonight, knowing that this team is likely going to look different next year and that we only had a 2-year championship window with the squad. But that's just, I just wanted to get that out there.
No, I agree with you. We have plenty of time. Like, obviously, it's not the format we're used to, like having a podcast, because I feel like there's a lot to talk about tonight, and this is going to be a little bit longer than a normal recap, I think. Probably might go a little bit because I think we have some emotions we want to get out before we get into the stats. But I agree, David. I feel like last year, and I said this with a fan at the championship parade, we both said that, look, we could win this championship and we don't even have to win next year. Like, this is all we wanted. Um, but I got my hopes high. I'm like, we're going back to back. Like, I got that set in stone. Like you said, it softens the blow a lot, but and I'm not saying it doesn't. Like, there's still a miracle that can happen, that the Celtics come back from a 3-1 deficit. We've seen that before. And somehow without Tatum, because I'm not gonna say anything like you said, David, we're not doctors, but the word that's been looming around Celtics nation right now is a torn Achilles, which I'm not gonna get into conversation about that because I don't even want to put that in the air if that's not even relative to the situation, but that's not good. So the Celtics could miracle still do it, but this might be the season.
And I don't want to get off track here a little bit too. I was looking down on my phone because apparently people are already starting to slander Tatum regarding his injury on Twitter, saying, I'm not going to even give attention to the tweet I just saw, but that stuff is just ridiculous. So if you're making fun of someone like that, giving his all for the team, like just don't do it. So I'm sorry. You're right. We're gonna get a lot of emotions out here tonight, but I just saw something on my phone that just kind of pissed me off a little bit. People are already rage baiting about Tatum putting the team on his back, getting injured late, and like we don't know what his future looks like with this injury. But yeah, that stuff's just ridiculous. There's no place for that in sports.
Yeah, no, there you said it right there, and I think we'll like completely dive into it after, like we'll completely dive into all of our thoughts and emotions because I this season can still be a long season, like it totally it hasn't ended yet. Like the Celtics haven't been eliminated, so we'll have a full podcast probably Thursday night maybe. Or maybe Thursday morning, probably. We'll probably do Thursday morning. But yeah, like you said, it's crazy. It's crazy how much people slander Tatum. And I think, from my personal perspective, he started off a little slow, but then he shot the lights out. I mean, he had a great game later. He started playing the best basketball, and we're defending Tatum a lot because he left it all on the court tonight, and that's all I gotta say. And I don't think he should look back and be negative. Yeah, he started falling off a little bit up until that injury, but I think he had an amazing game. I don't know about you though, David.
100%. And you're right. It seemed like it was going to be the Derek White show early on. He had 12 of our first 19 points, but Tatum just really started to carry. And like, it's an unfortunate ending, but this is a Tatum classic game. Even though he lost, he had 42 points. Let me just get the rest of the stats up here quick. Yeah, he had 42 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And I mean, even though it's only 4 assists, I felt like a couple of those assists were super impactful that I can pull out of my head, like a couple passes to Tatum, or excuse me, Tatum with a pass to White. He got an easy layup, I think, in the second quarter. Tatum made an extra pass, I think, to find Derek White for a three. So again, he was just doing it all again tonight. And it's a shame that no one else could really step up and join Tatum in his dominance besides the Derek White. But yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. This is just another incredible Tatum performance.
Yeah, and if the Celtics won, he would have definitely won Celtics Nation Rise MVP without a doubt. And it's sad that this might be the end of the Celtics. Probably is 99 point. No, we'll give some positive. We'll say 95% chance that this is the last, like the Magic series was the last Tatum Celtics Nation Rise MVP. But David, you want to we'll give you more to takes that we think about it while we're doing stats, but do you want to get into the quarters for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the first quarter, the score was 39 to 28, Celtics Knicks. I thought the Celtics came out of the gates hot, and then that middle part of the game was a little bit more even and back and forth, and the Celtics really pulled ahead in the last 2 minutes or so. Tatum was knocking down threes. I think Pritchard had a three as well. I think we ended the quarter on like a 12-0 run. And I mean, we can get into this more, but well, I mean, I don't know if we want to go down this road now, but one of the biggest things that I think the Knicks did to win this game was anytime it looked like the Celtics were going to run away with it. I mean, credit to Tom Thibodeau for being right on with calling those timeouts because anytime we went on a run, the Knicks came out of a timeout, went on a 7-0 run, a 9-0 run, a
Yeah,
12-0 run, and that's what ended up keeping them in the game the whole night. And then that's what got them to be able to pull ahead in the final 15 minutes. So
100%.
first first quarter 39 to 28.
Great.
Second quarter was split 23-23. And then third quarter was a New York Knicks 14-point advantage, 23 to 30 or 37 to 23. They won that quarter. That was just the Jalen Brunson quarter. Who knew how he was going to come out of the half after, rolling his ankle at the end of the first half, excuse me, stepping on Al Horford's foot. And he just came out and he scored, I think, 18 points in the third quarter. And then that final quarter was a little bit closer, but New York still won that final quarter 33 to 28. They ended up with that victory. They go up 3-1 in the series. They won the game by final score 121 to 113. Um, yeah, just a brutal second half. And I mean, a lot of the discourse again about this game isn't even going to be about the game from a Celtics perspective. It's going to be what we just talked about with this Tatum injury. But they just, the Knicks, give them credit. They played really well tonight. Felt like Jalen Brunson couldn't miss a shot in that second half. Mikal Bridges couldn't miss a shot. I mean, him and them two are like the mid-range kings. And then, for all the slander that Mitchell Robinson has gotten for how many free throws he missed, he was killing us on the offensive boards. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I think they had at least 14, 15 offensive board second chance opportunities New York did compared to us having like six, seven, or eight. So just a brutal, brutal night all around. And like, I don't think I didn't hate too much of what the Celtics did offensively. Like there were some shots I didn't love, like Jaylen Brown had a three from the corner. I didn't like Derek White had a three that he hucked up at some point that I thought was a little rushed.
Yeah.
And then I think right before Tatum went down with that injury at the end of the game, I thought he rushed a three when we really needed points. I think we were down five at that point late. But I mean, I think that we all agree in the Celtics Talk Weekly community that the defense has been a strong suit of the Celtics, at least the first part of these playoffs. I thought they matched the intensity of the Magic defensively all last round. Even though we dropped two of the prior three games, I thought we were playing good defense the whole way through. I mean, game one, it took overtime for the Knicks to score 108. Game two, they scored 91. And then in game three, they only scored 93. Tonight they finally broke through with 121, and I do think that our defense wasn't that great. There's a lot of defensive mislaps. Felt like OG was left in the corner wide open for three a couple times. Just really uncharacteristic stuff from the Celtics. So yeah, just little things like that that don't show up in the stat sheet really screwed us tonight. And yeah, there's I don't know how much else I can say. I mean, it is a very, very, very tough game tonight for a lot of different reasons.
100%. Again, final score 113 to 121, you said? Sorry, I just put, yep, 121. Just I'm gonna say this. I'm not angry. I think I'm hurt and sad. Um, because like you said, it was just we had that game in our hands again. Every game we've had in our hands, every game, every game this series we've had in our hands. It's just the Knicks outplayed us in that last quarter. And I hate to say that I feel like the Knicks are gonna advance. And there's still hope, but and my hope would be a lot higher if we lost this game and Tatum was still fine. The reason why my hope completely left my body, and I know we can win without Tatum. When Tatum went down in Sacramento, like you said, we had a bounce back win against the Phoenix Suns, one of our better wins of the season. I'm gonna go as far as say our best win of the season was against the Phoenix Suns, and that was without Tatum. Um, and I know I'm giving like a goodbye speech, da, 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 but the content's going to be booming in the off season too. So I'm not even worried about that. You guys are going to see so much content, but the season isn't over yet, though. That's what we got.
Right. The fat lady, I guess I need to tell myself this as well. The fat lady is warming up, but she's not singing just yet.
You're right. I love it, David. See, still making me smile after a Celtics loss. That's what I love. Um,
Because at the end of the day, too, it's like it's just basketball. Like I don't mean to quote LeBron, but it is just basketball. Like our lives are gonna go on tomorrow. Like you got an awesome internship that you're gonna take part in. I got stuff that I'll do tomorrow on my off day. I guess I'll figure out some stuff to do. But
we gotta meet up and go
yes,
to a Red Sox game this off season.
we will make that happen. Me, you, and Lewis. We gotta make it
Yes,
happen.
yes, 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 yes. Go check out Chasing the Monster. We've been inactive, but it's because we've been working on Celtics playoffs. We'll kickstart that.
Check out that jersey right there. I That's a Brian Bayo jersey.
Hey,
A little bit wrinkled up, but I got that as a birthday present last year. El Nino. Shout out to El Nino. Lewis loves when I call him El Nino, so shout out to that.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So the content will still be popping. We're gonna have special guests. Like we'll be popping. But like I said, guys, season isn't over. Negative, yes, but we'll have a podcast on Thursday. But before we get into our final thoughts, I'll give you the stats for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, Quincy did lose his bet, so yes, we need to see him jump in some cold water. In 40
Oh,
minutes had 39 points, 5 rebounds, 12 assists, and shot 56% from the field goal. Yeah, Quincy, we were talking about, we were having a lot of bets. He has to jump in the ocean now, as cold as it is. And I lost a bet too, so I need to wear a Yankees hat during a podcast.
oh no.
Yep,
Oh no.
yep. I know. See, I am sorry as a Celtics fan because I was so cocky this series because we destroyed them all regular season. I know playoffs are different, but still, we'll get into that though when we have the podcast. We will.
It, it's just so painful. Like if we just won one of games one or games two,
I
like
know.
it'd be 2-2 right now.
It'd be
Just
different talk. Different talk completely. Yeah, I know.
but
Mikhail,
we
yeah,
can't do this if game because the Indiana Pacers could play that game with us last year. The Brooklyn Nets could play that game with us in 2022. So it goes both ways, but that's what makes playoffs so thrilling if your team is doing well, and so heartbreaking if your team suffers some tough losses.
100%. 100%. Mikhail Bridges, though, in 44 minutes, had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, and shot 52.4% from the field goal. I said it. If Mikhail Bridges, that, I knew that was coming. If Mikhail Bridges, sorry,
Bless you.
I appreciate it. If Mikhail Bridges turns back into his Phoenix Suns days, that's a problem, and that he did. Carl Anthony Towns in 34 minutes had 23 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, and shot 73.3% from the field goal. And OG Anunoby, who was your last like notable player in 40 minutes, had 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and shot 57.1% from the field goal. For the Celtics, Luke Cornett in 8 minutes had no stats. Peyton Pritchard in 20 minutes had 12 points, 1 steal, and shot 40% from the field goal. Drew Holiday in 34 minutes had 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and shot 40% from the field goal. KP, man, I don't even he was not it. I'm gonna say that in 24 minutes had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, and shot 33.3% from the field goal. Um, I am not impressed with his play this series. I'm not happy with it. I know he's battling with an illness, but I'm frustrated, and I'm one of KP's biggest supporters. You know that. You know that I'm one of his biggest supporters, and this sucks. Jaylen Brown in 33 minutes had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and shot 43.3% from the field goal. Al Horford in 38 minutes had 5 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and shot 50% from the field goal. Derek White in 44 minutes had 23 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and shot 50% from the field goal. And lastly, the man, the myth, the legend, Superman himself, the guy who went down. Yep, Mr. Three, you gotta give it a little one last time. We gotta do it for him. In honor of Tatum, prayers for Tatum. Yep, the little
All the little quirks, we love it.
I love it. In 40 minutes, had 42 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks, and shot 57.1% from the field goal. So no Celtics Nation Rise MVP, but it would have went to Tatum. We'll have all our takes on Thursday. David, if you're not joining us, you're gonna have so much content. I know you're busy on Thursdays, right?
Depending on what time I can make something work, but anything past 7, it's tough for me. Yeah.
Yep. Well, you guys are gonna see plenty of David this off season, though. We're gonna be the content's gonna be brewing, all right? And like I said, not over yet, but this might have been the dagger. David, any final thoughts before we close out?
I noticed you sneezed 3 times. Maybe that's a good omen. We're going to win 3 straight to win this series.
I like that. I like that. It was 3 times. Okay.
I
Okay.
I want to try and stay optimistic to end this. I want to end this on a high note, as tough as that
Yeah.
is. It's a little bit hard for me right now to, I guess, any of us really to think rationally after that game just ended and what we just saw happen. But, I just I don't think we have to change too much with the game plan. It's just stick offensively with what we're doing. Again, there's a little bit of shot chucking, but that's normal in the Celtics offense. It's just really locked down defensively, and you know, don't let the Knicks extend possessions. I mean, all those offensive rebounds, like I said, just really, really killed us. Please, Boston Celtics, make your free throws next game. I think we missed like 7 or 8. Porzingis at the end had those two that were really killer in like a 3 or 5 point game that would have got it down to one possession. You want to talk about a dagger? That was probably the dagger. Um, yeah, just fight. Like I don't think Tatum will be available for Wednesday, but I just expect the Celtics to come out swinging. And if our season ends on Wednesday, it ends. But I just want us to put up a good effort and not go out sad. So
No, I
yeah,
100%. Yeah, but I agree. I agree. But we will see you guys after the game on Wednesday, and we will see you guys for a podcast on Thursday. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Like David said, the season isn't over yet. Have some optimism, but I love you guys. I love you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Peace, guys.